Okay, so let's look at the new moon. We are looking at June 6th, and that's when our next new moon is at 6:37 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I'm located, and this is a whole sign chart in Western astrology. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's just point out, like, we've got five planets here in the 12th house, we've in Gemini, and so how this works is we've got the first, second, third, fourth, fifth house, right, and it goes around. But the 12th house is full. So this moon is also right here with Venus and right here with the sun. Here's the funny thing: when you have 0 degrees, let alone like it actually happens before this tightness, but when you've got this going on with three planets like this, they actually get burnt up by the sun, meaning that the sun's impact on this moon is quite significant because it's so close to the sun, it actually burns it up. So when we're looking at this energy and how we're going to feel this moon, I'll tell you how it's going to feel, but keep in mind that it's going to be a little different because the sun is much brighter and they're right on top of each other. So when we're looking at that, it's think of it as it's so hot that these guys just are dying of heat stroke and dehydration and all these other things, and they're really struggling. And we also have it here sitting in an air sign, right? So when we're looking at the 12th house, the 12th house is about that part of us that we think is private and it's not. It's the equivalent of sitting in a bay window and everyone can see you like having a nervous breakdown. So you think that what's going on isn't visible to everyone else, but all of this is visible. It's definitely going to have an impact on how we're showing up. It's going to have an impact on our communication. And it's also got our Jupiter here that is going to have this impact on, and which is at 2 degrees just coming in. And the Jupiter in the 12th house is going to be impacted along with this Venus as well. So when we're looking at that, the moon is it being in the 12th house is it's time to retreat, right? Which falls in line with the sun that's burning it up, right? So take time to rest, to reflect, to meditate, go for a hike, be in nature, dig in some dirt, right? Like that is what this is saying is retreat from society and break free for a little bit and rejuvenate and recharge. That is so in line with the 12th house, and our moon, which is our emotions and our feelings, is just telling us that. It being a new moon, this is all about starting anew. So take this time to clear your mind, detox your emotions, your body, your biomemory, right? And really give yourself that space you need. Remember, this energy comes 5 days before it peaks on the final day, which is the 6th. And then as it starts to wane, we're going to have another 5 days of feeling that energy as it subsides. So, what's going to happen is this new moon being in Gemini, it's going to provoke a lot of new ideas. And it's also going to create some thoughts for you, right? Along with these feelings. Communication is very critical. It's vital at this time when the moon is in Gemini. It needs to express, it needs to communicate. And that's why I'm saying, like, just take a hot minute, right? Take a beat, let yourself process, and then go and communicate. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of ideas. And take the opportunity, make the most of it, and just go along the journey. You also might need to have some discernment in these thoughts and processes before you kick that into action, because we still have this Mars up here in our 10th house, and this Mars is so strong for the whole year until next April. And so when you're looking at this Mars, it's a major driver of what's going on in the world and society. People are hustling, there's so much going on. And so just give yourself this moment of peace that we all need so badly. Let's also look at the fact that this trifecta over here is kicking off some aspects, and which is energy that is coming and working with these other planets. And this is coming from two areas, right? We've got a square here and a quincunx here. And in these situations, what we're looking at is this trio is going to be affecting our ninth house, which is about learning and expanding our knowledge and our experiences. It's sitting here with Pisces, which is about expansion, right? And these really deep thoughts. A lot of this has been coming out over the last couple of years as people's spiritual awakenings, their understanding of the world and the society and humanity. These are like bigger thoughts, right? Well, it's definitely having some thoughts when we're looking at new concepts and ideas, thinking outside the box, using your imagination, and then also looking at current structures and other structures that are maybe evolved and in other societies that maybe you're diving into some learning there. This is going to have an impact on how we are showing up, and where we're prioritizing. In addition to that, this energy is definitely going to be in a situation where I don't want to say it's combative, but there's definitely a push and pull of how this works. So you might take in the information, process it, feel it, cognize it, and then kick out your own individuality on that. Be authentic, let it flow. Also, we've got Pluto here, which isn't having a huge impact on us, but for those of you who have a stronger Pluto in your chart right now, and depending on your own transits, this can be definitely kicking something up. This Pluto is it's in a house that is often representing sexuality. It's representing death. It's representing things out of your control that impact you. And so when we're looking at this Pluto, this could be those types of things coming up. Sometimes too, because it is working here with our Jupiter in the 12th house, this could be endings and having a situation where you're getting an inheritance or something's happening. So keep that in mind for what's going on right now in the chart and with this new moon. And again, remember that it is all about, again, starting new. So let those ideas flow, let this all process. Whatever needs to move on will move on, and you will start anew. So I hope that helps you with this new moon we're going into here for June.